irresponsible. I want you to think about your mother and your father and little Susie back home and all the other people counting on you.
What's up everyone, it's TheRazoredEdge, and today I'm here to bring you guys some Gears 5 news. The Coalition have been releasing little tidbits of information about Gears 5 versus multiplayer on the lead up to the E-League Summer Series Invitational, where we'll be getting a really good in-depth look at Gears 5 versus multiplayer during the tournament and live stream. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about all those little tidbits of information. There's been two pretty significant ones so far. So the first one here, as you guys can see on screen, it reads, round end announcers are back in Gears 5 versus. See the full Gears 5 versus reveal in 4 days time at the E-League TV Summer Series Invitational. So for those of you guys that don't understand what's going on here, basically round end announcers were a traditional thing that happened at the end of rounds in Gears multiplayer, all the way back in Gears of War 1 all the way up until Gears of War 3 Judgment. I don't recall if Judgment had them, but Gears 4 definitely didn't. That was one thing that was kind of sorely missed from multiplayer. Basically, an authority figure at the end of a round will say something that kind of puts you down. It says if your efforts weren't good enough, you'll kind of feel insulted by it. You know, the most famous one being Prescott saying, what about little Susie back home and all the other people counting on you? Like, that's the most famous round-ending quote I have to say that there probably is. That's from Gears of War 2 in particular. In Gears of War 1, Queen Mira spoke. And people just really liked them. It helped with the immersiveness of multiplayer. But they've showed us a tease of what the very first one here in Gears 5 is going to sound like, and it's from, well, you guys will hear it. I'll play it right now.
The time for reticence is over. Only crushing victory will suffice.
There we go. So that's our first look at a round-ending announcer in Gears 5. So that is quite clearly First Minister Jin. A lot of people are kind of like wondering why she wasn't the one saying the round-ending quotes in Gears 4. Obviously, that could have come down to like story issues, because she was kind of technically opposition. She wasn't necessarily part of the. I know she's part of the COG, but like in the campaign, she wasn't necessarily a good guy, so it was kind of confusing. There's kind of like this blurred line between DBs being good guys and bad guys and that kind of thing. So maybe it was just to save confusion there, or maybe it was just something they didn't think of at the time, and now we have it back in Gears 5. But we have those back. I'll be curious to see if they bring back like any old school ones, or if they're just going to go full on new. Either way, I'm just happy to see them back. And then the very next thing we get to see here is not our first look, but an up-close look at some emotes in Gears 5. So you guys might have recalled during the Escape gameplay showcases that were happening during E3 2019, you might have saw the emote wheel where the player thumbs up in that kind of, like antibacterial chamber, or whatever you want to call it, or antivirus chamber. I wouldn't know what to say. Basically, it's like a chamber where it cleanses, and it's kind of like a midway point between like a chapter in escape mode. But basically, the player gave a thumbs up, and that was our first look at emotes. And so this is our second look at emotes, but obviously from a third-person perspective, and it shows them kind of doing like a no-no, or like a cut that out kind of thing. It seems to be very esports inspired kind of emote. I think the Coalition will be very careful about what kind of emotes they do. I don't think we'll see anything similar to Fortnite, like with flossing or dabbing or anything like that. Basically, I think all the Coalition have to keep in mind when it comes to emotes in Gears is, would Marcus Phoenix look cool doing this? Would Marcus Phoenix do this? That's the only thing they have to keep in mind when it comes to emotes in Gears 5, and I think they'll be solid. But other than that, to be honest, it's kind of hard to think of what emotes would be good for Gears. If you guys have any ideas for stuff that would suit, I think it all needs to be very like serious stuff, like, you know, like a cutthroat kind of animation, and you know, the thumbs up is there, maybe a waving high. I think some of this stuff could be humorous in a sense, but it doesn't. I don't think it needs to be over the top, as long as they kind of stay in the lane of you know, would this suit Marcus Phoenix, essentially. I wonder if they'll do like faction specific ones or character specific ones. That might make more sense, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. And then just for anyone who's curious about how emotes might work in Gears 5, so I asked NodeZero on Twitter, I said, how do emotes work? What buttons do I press on a controller to do them? And then Octus actually replied, and he said, click on the right stick to bring up the emote wheel and then the D-pad to select. And I was kind of worried about that. I've said, might that cause problems down the line? Like, would it cause people to maybe look, because remember it said you could view POI in Gears 4, and if you accidentally squeeze the sticks, you would like look at something and get yourself killed. But Ryan Cleveland came in, or Node Zero came in and said that you actually have to hold down the stick to actually bring up the emote wheel, and then you can select, which is nice to hear. So that's our look at how emotes work in Gears. But there we have it, guys. That's our first look at round-ending announcers returning in Gears 5, as well as emotes. What do you think in the comments down below? Let me know. Are you excited to have round-ending announcers back? Are you happy to see emotes in Gears? Do you think they're okay as long as they kind of stay in the lane of it being serious enough? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel for all future Gears 5 related content. Share the video around if you really enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at TheRazoredEdge. Be sure to join my Discord via the link in the description down below, and I will see you guys next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought, subscribe to my channel if you're brand new for more videos, share the video around if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.